Hi everyone, it's Rachelle Glendon. Hopefully I'm live. It says I am, but we'll see. Yeah, so I'm fine. I've arrived in Sydney. I flew down. My flight was a bit delayed. So I flew down, I think it was 3 o'clock my flight was, and I didn't get in till 5, but it's like only an hour and a bit flight, so we were a bit late. So I couldn't check into my hotel straight away. I was going to try and do a live video when I landed to sort of show you my hotel. It's an okay hotel. I'm at the Novotel in Darling Harbour, and you can see behind me, like it's like the usual kind of standard hotel, queen bed, bathroom back there. But let's see if I can flip the screen. There's the view. Let's see where we are. Yeah, so that's the harbour side, I think there. Get a nice view. I think all of like the good stuff is over that side. You know, like the Opera House and everything. So there's Centrepoint Tower. Yeah, you can see my reflection. I'm not very good with the glass, sorry. There we go. Yeah, anyway, so when we landed, I got I got an Opal card, which is like the travelling card in Sydney, like the public transport card, and I got the train in from the airport to Town Hall. And when I arrived, being peak hour, I think it was about 5:30 when I got to Town Hall, and oh my goodness, it was like one of those like scenes, like trying to get out of the train was hard enough. People were like barging to get on the train because it's obviously peak hour, trying to get home. And then coming out of the station, I couldn't figure out how to get out of the station because there were just people everywhere, and there were security guards like with barriers holding people like kind of on the main floor of the station from going down onto the train platforms because there was just so many people. It was crazy. Like, anyway, so it took me ages of walking around. I had my suitcase with me trying to find like where the exit was. Anyway, I finally got out of there and like tried to get my GPS, and I was late because of all of that. I was meant to meet my auntie for dinner at 6 with her, with my auntie and her husband and obviously my uncle and their 3 daughters who are my cousins. And I decided that I'd have to go straight there because I wasn't going to be able to get to the hotel and then hop back out. Like, it would have been 7 o'clock before I met them. Anyway, that's a fun story, isn't it? Yeah, so here I am in Sydney. Anyway, I made it. It's like nearly 10 o'clock now, so I'm going to do this live and then go to bed, have a cup of tea and go to bed. I'm here for the Adobe conference. It's called Make It, and it's a 2-day, I'm going to 2 days. The first day, which is obviously tomorrow, is like 4 sessions of like masterclasses for the different Adobe products. I guess that's what they are. That's the ones I've registered for anyway. So if you don't know, Adobe does the Creative Cloud, which I pay a monthly subscription, and I have access to Photoshop and Lightroom for photo editing. There's Premiere Pro is the one I do the editing for my videos. Obviously not this one because this is a live, so this is just on my phone. And then there's After Effects, and there's all sorts of other different programs, like obviously I say obviously a lot, I must be getting tired. Yeah, so there's like the PDF creator, there's I think it's called InDesign, there's like all the design kind of like programs and everything. Illustrator, you're probably familiar with some of those programs. So what Adobe does is they have a monthly subscription, and you can have access to a certain number of those depending on the level that you choose. Yeah, so they're running this conference and they're running all these sessions tomorrow, so it's a full day. Thankfully they feed us. And then the next day is, I think you check in sort of like maybe around 11:30, and then there's lunch provided, and then it's from 1 o'clock onwards they have various speakers from Adobe and different platform, you know, different people that use the programs and stuff. So that should be good too. That's more of just a sit down and listen kind of speaker conference style. So I'm really excited about it. I chose to do it because it's been a year. August, Max turns 2 this month. I started making videos. The first one I ever did was my party preparation for his first birthday last year, so last August. So to celebrate 1 year of doing videos, I thought I would treat myself. It's my first time being away from Max overnight. We did have So I shouldn't say that. When Rolly and I got married last October, we had a night of our wedding night where we had Max stay in the room next door with Brenda, but that doesn't count because he was right next door. I'm in a completely different state. I'm an hour and a half flight away or an hour and 15-minute flight away. So yeah, it doesn't count. So I feel quite nervous. I was really upset leaving him, but anyway, I'm here now. And yeah, one of the books that I've been reading, and I read a lot of it on the plane, is this book. It's called Guilt Trip. So it's called My Quest to Leave the Baggage Behind. It's by Casey Edwards. So it's all about the kind of guilt that we have as women, that are unique guilts, particularly around body image and dieting and relationships and childbirth, motherhood, career. And it just highlights the fact that, like, you know, most of us growing up, like our mums or the adult women in our life kind of teach us, because they've been taught by society, that women need to be thin. Like, it's all about that whole, like, I'm fat, you shouldn't say that in front of your daughters, and like restricting your eating and yo-yo dieting and how it's really bad for your self-esteem. And I think it's quite a feminist book, actually, which, I mean, it's fair enough too. I actually marked a couple of the pages. One of them here was, what is it? I read something here. It's basically sort of saying, like, we take this, like, the society's messages that we're not good enough, and that's how, like, the dieting industry and the beauty industry and the fashion industry make us. Oh, hi Kate. Yeah, long time no chat. I was just on the phone to Kate just before. How you going? I'm just I don't know if you saw, but I'm just talking about this book. It's called Guilt Trip. Yeah, it's really good. Oh man, I've marked it out here, and I wanted to read a little section because it's really fascinating. Anyway, the first page really hooked me in. Let me tell you. Yeah, you should get it, Kate. It's really good. Let me read the bit. It says, when I was 12, I had the devastating realization that I was all wrong. I saw a picture of a celebrity in a magazine and worked out that my body was bigger than hers. And I wasn't even a teenager, and I'd already, you know, in inverted commas, let myself go. That's the day that I learnt about guilt. And talk about needy. And it says, I felt guilty when I didn't do well at school. I felt guilty when I did do well. When I started dating, I felt guilty if a boy who I liked had a crush on me and I didn't like him back. At work, I felt guilty when I didn't like my job. And I felt more guilty when, you know, male colleagues made sexual harassment comments or whatever. When I became a mother, guilt moved in next door. She started popping over to my house daily to share her freshly baked self-loathing and asked to borrow a slice of my soul. And if that wasn't enough, I would end up feeling guilty about feeling guilty. What a terrible role model you must be for your children. So it's all about that negative self-talk, and it's really fascinating. I really like it. I'm really passionate about that. I know, okay, yeah, me too. It's totally me. I feel like the last 5 or 6 years I've really worked hard to, like, not diet and to just eat what I guess she sort of calls it eating intuitively. It's by Casey Edwards. There you go. Can you see that? Hopefully you can. Yeah, so intuitive eating, it's really worked for me, but it takes a lot of effort to sort of, like, retrain your brain. And the thing she says is in the book, like, you have to become brave enough to allow yourself to eat whatever you want and trust that you can do the right thing for yourself. And kind of like when you emotional eat or comfort eat, that is your attempt to look after yourself. So just to find ways to do that are you know, not emotional eating, or figure out what it is that's the problem and allow yourself to deal with it, but just be kind to yourself as well. Yeah, it's a really good book so far. I'm only up to, like, page 100 or something. Does anyone else do that? They read a book and, like, know the page number that they're up to and how many pages there are to go. I'm always mentally calculating it. You have to be brave and go to middle. Yeah, Macca's. The playgrounds at Macca's are really awesome. Anyway, yeah, so that's the book I'm reading. I'm gonna yeah, Kate, you're funny. I'm going to go now and make a cup of tea and hop into bed. Oh yeah, coffee at Macca's is good. I mean, it's not the best coffee in the world, but you know what you're going to get. And the cappuccinos are really good. Right, so that's that. Anyway, have a look at that one. Yeah. I don't know. I'm running out of things to say now. I forget what I was going to say. I'll leave you to it. If you're watching this after it was recorded live, hopefully you can see the comments that Kate's been leaving so that what I'm saying is making sense. Oh, hey! Raising Rojos. I forget your first name again. Sorry. Oh, it all slipped my mind. Yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. And I'll just wait to see if she tells me her first name. I forget. This is fun. It's late at night. I guess this is a good time to go live. This is Alana. Oh, thank you. Hello. Thank you. It's late. I've my brain's already switched off. Good night. Yeah. So yeah. Thanks for watching. Mwah. I'll do a live video tomorrow, hopefully from the conference if you want to check in, and I'll see you there. Okay. Bye.